welcome back to the channel. This is the start of the wildfowling season in the UK. If you're wondering what wildfowling is the art of pursuing wild ducks and geese below the high water mark, or generally anything over the sea wall. So I thought I would show you how I rig up my decoys for when I'm going wildfowling or when I go inland duck flighting. It's a nice little rig. I can either use it on a mother line, which is a long rope with a weight that you put out and you clip all your decoys to it, or just the single droppers that have a weight and I just throw them out on their own. So what will you need to rig up your decoys? I like to use a tape measure. Here I have some mother line clips, as you can see, big clips. You can get them from fishing stores or off eBay. I have some very small little crimps for the wire, a pair of pliers, a pair of scissors, I was going to call them snips then, some decoy cord. You can use rope as well, please don't ever use fishing line, but decoy cord. Here I have some Tipex, and obviously I have an array of decoys. So let's have a look at that decoy rig, shall we? So it's quite an easy and simple rig really. All I've done is I've took off some decoy cord and I like to measure mine. So this was about 3 foot, just allow yourself for a top loop. See, I've done a little top loop then. The whole reason I've done that is so it fits over this duck decoy's head quite nice and snug. The reason I do that is just to stop my cords from coming undone in the decoy bag. Many times I've gone out and they're just wrapped up in a ball and it just becomes a nuisance really. So we're just going to crimp that little crimp up, just nib it up with your pliers. One thing to make sure to do when you get your crimps, make sure that they allow for the thickness of the cord, because the ones I got didn't, and well, I just spend an afternoon trying to drill them out. So now that we've done that, we'll pass it through our decoy. Pass it through the loop in the decoy and it will come to their nice tight stop. Now with this end, we're going to get another crimp. We're going to slide our second crimp on, but don't make another loop. So hold that there. Then we'll get our mother line clip, and we will just slide the swivel down. Just make it just so it's snug, just a little loop this time, just to fit that on, and just slide it through like so. Give it a little bit of excess. Perfect. And now we'll grab the pliers again and we'll just crimp this end up. Nice and tight. Do it from both sides, at the top and the bottom and in the middle, just for extra measure. There you go. So that's the first decoy rig. We'll just cut them tags off in a minute. Just wrap around there and then just wrap over the top for now. Quite simple. Final thing, before I forget, is Tipex. Why do I have Tipex? Most of the time when we're wildfowling, it'll be in the morning, quite early, and you just need to know how long your decoy cords are to set out your pattern. So on the bottom here, I will just put a little number 3. Hey. Like that. You can see that nice big 3. That means I can see it when it's dark and it'll just dry up lovely. So now the next one, I'll cut off another bit of cord, but I'll probably do that at about 4 foot, maybe 4.5 foot. So I'll go quite simply up to 3. I'll just add another foot on. That should do it, that's there. Remember, it doesn't have to be exact, it can just be rough. It's just to make the decoys have a nice staggered shape, because no birds sit in a straight line on the water. So on this one, we've got the problem that the hole is too big for the crimps. So I'm not going to pass it through, I'm just going to make a loop around that first decoy there. Around that hole. So pass it through. Slide your crimp on. It's all enjoyable. Rigging up your decoys. Decoys are a great asset, like I said. You know, they can just bring them few birds over that you might only see on a morning. They can just give you that chance of getting a shot on the morning, but wildfowling isn't about the bags. It's about being out there in the lovely morning on the salt marsh, listening to the waders and the geese. Pull that tight and just crimp it up where it is. Nice and tight. Now we'll just add our mother line clip on the end. So remember, always do your crimps first, one side, then mother line clip, and then back through your crimp. Just crimp that up where that is. Perfect. The same again, so on the bottom of this one, with the Tipp-Ex, I'll just write it on this side, and I'll just put a little number 4. Just these little tips just make it easier when you're out there instead of fiddling about with your decoys. So I'll rig up a couple more and then we'll come to the end of the video. So as you can see, I've rigged up a few decoys and I've done them all at different lengths. Once again, the reason I do this is so I can have a staggered effect on my decoys, and also I will have my longest decoy closest and I'll have them getting shorter as they go further out. And the reason for this creates sort of an L shape, so if my hand's the bank, it creates an L shape, so it'll go like that, like a bit of an L and hook you could say, and that just creates a nice open spot for birds just to swing rather than swing in. So from my left to right, it's a number 2, 3, a 3.5, 4, 5 and 6. And this is how I kind of do all of my decoys. The biggest I'd probably go to is about an 8, so that can be very, very long. So, if you found this video useful, please give me a like and a comment. If you've got any other tips, so like how you rig your decoys or how you've seen other people rig their decoys, please let me know. I do have social media, so please go check it out. My Instagram is countryboyoncam and my Twitter is countryboyoncam too, quite easy to remember. So, this is me, Vinny Bean, the country boy on cam, and I will see you in the next video.